There's a thing I talk about leaky basements. So here's what I know about leaky basements. And so if you're in basement fixing world and I'm wrong a little bit, I won't be wrong exactly, but if I'm wrong a little bit, just give me some grace here. But I'm pretty much right about this topic, I think. So we talk about people with cracks in their basement wall, and then so the basement leaks, right? And it's the water's fault. It's not the water's fault. It's not the crack's fault. What happens is that water pressure builds up outside in the ground. And that water pressure is going to go someplace. And so what happens is, it's that the water pressure builds up, or the pressure builds up, and that forces the water to go someplace. It finds the place of least resistance. That makes sense? And so if the place of least resistance is your basement wall, then you got water coming in the basement wall. That's how it works. Okay? Now just take that and put it in there's a lot more illustrations to go with that, but just take that simple part of that and put that into a person's life. That when the pressure of life builds up, so it builds up in our finances, it builds up in our relationships, it builds up in our jobs, it builds up in our schedules, it builds up in, just picture this, there's a backlog of deadlines I haven't met, whatever it is. When the pressure of life builds up, where does it go? How do you handle that? Because if you don't handle that proactively, so when water pressure builds up in the ground outside your basement, if you handle that proactively, the water doesn't come in your basement. If you don't, the water is coming someplace. In life, when the pressure builds up all around you, the pressure is going to force itself someplace. The water is going someplace. That pressure, when you see it showing up someplace, it tells you where the liability is. It tells you, well, when that pressure plays out between me and my spouse, it's because there's a liability window there. When that pressure plays out in my addiction, or that pressure plays out in my making some bad choices, that tells you there's a liability window there. When that pressure plays out in me choosing to walk in some depression or some whatever the word is, that means there's a liability window there. When that pressure shows up and then I just check out for ever how long and do X, Y, Z and hope it all goes away, or I just want to find a bottle and wait till it dies down, or I just want to go shut the curtains and close my door and pull the cover over my heads and hope it goes away. When you see where the pressure shows up at and how it plays itself out, where it heads to, it tells you where the liability window is. What you've got to choose to believe or not believe is that liability window can be healed, can be restored, can be fixed. You got to choose. Now, if you think, well, nothing I can do about it, then you're going to have a basement full of water and frogs. If you realize there is a plan, sometimes the plan's just not that big of a deal. Sometimes it's a major construction project. But every single thing that the enemy wants to use to destroy you, God wants to use to make you the man or the woman he called you to be.